From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
A federal judge considers penalties against Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio for the controversial lawman's contempt of court violations. Reporter Joey Carrera was outside the courthouse today, where protesters did their best to send a loud message of their own.
As the hearing went on inside the Sandra Day O'Connor Federal Courthouse, outside protesters were chanting messages of condemnation about Sheriff Joe's treatment of minorities in Maricopa County. Arrest Arpaio, not the people, was the message shouted in Spanish and English as protesters demanded justice for mistreatment. 2 weeks ago, the sheriff was found in civil contempt for disobeying court orders in a racial profiling case, including letting his immigration patrols continue after the judge ordered them stopped. Now it's a question of punishment. We're being told by a reporter in the courtroom that the hearing has ended without any final decisions and will resume June 30th. In the broadcast center, Joey Carrera, Cronkite News.
A lot is at stake for Arpaio at today's contempt of court hearing. The sheriff could face jail time if the judge decides to impose criminal charges. The judge also rejected the sheriff's attempt to keep some of his power. Arpaio will not be allowed to reverse discipline against his deputies stemming from misconduct investigations. So far, much of the hearing is focused on possible compensation for victims of racial profiling.
Well, a health outbreak is making its way around Arizona. State health officials tell us there are now 11 confirmed cases of measles, including here in the valley. Cronkite News reporter Christina Tatro spoke with the Arizona Department of Health Services to find how you can keep from getting sick.
This all started with one inmate at a federal immigration detention center in southern Arizona. And these 11 cases have caused quite the scare because of how contagious it is. Measles is airborne and easily spread with any coughing, sneezing, or direct human contact. And people can be spreading the disease before they even know they're sick. Measles is not commonly seen in the United States or Arizona anymore, so just one case is considered an outbreak. Babies and children, as well as elderly, are the most susceptible. The Department of Public Health says if you think you or someone else has the measles, it's crucial to call your doctor's office before leaving the house.
And so you really need to make sure that you're calling your doctor's office or emergency department, letting them know that you think that you have the measles, and then following up with them to see what they want you to do. They might book you in at the last appointment of the day or have you come through the back door so they can immediately isolate you. But stopping the spread by preventing future exposures is really, really critical.
We're told symptoms appear 4 to 12 days after exposure, but may take up to 21. The symptoms start like your common cold: high fever, runny nose, itchy eyes, and a cough. And after about 4 days, a red raised blotchy rash starts to develop. The Department of Health says they expect to see more cases in the weeks ahead. In the broadcast center, Christina Tatro, Cronkite News.
Health officials have discovered traces of the bubonic plague near Flagstaff from fleas that tested positive for the disease. Officials say the plague was found in prairie dog burrows. Prairie dogs can get the disease if they're bitten by infected fleas. County Health Services Manager Randy Phillips says there's also a risk for household pets and maybe even humans.
If a flea happens to get on a dog or cat and it's brought home, and then it happens to either come off in the house or directly onto a human, it's possible that they could get plague.
Officials discovered the plague around Interstate 40 and Butler Avenue in Flagstaff. There are signs in the infected areas, but you'll still want to avoid prairie dog burrows and keep your pet at your side if you go on any hiking trails. If you were exposed to fleas near this area and have symptoms that include fever, chills, headache, weakness, and muscle pain, contact your doctor immediately. For nearly half a century, many Arizona State University students bought their textbooks at a family-owned bookstore in Tempe. Today, it's closing. Cronkite News reporter Zhao Weijia visited the Student Book Center during its final days.
The Student Book Center's owners say they will always remember today because it marks the final chapter for a business that's lasted nearly half a century.
For 49 years, Arizona Sun Devils have stopped at College and University Drive in Tempe to pick up school supplies.
This is actually the first place me and my family came to when we came to tour at ASU.
When she heard the shop was closing,
I'm kind of sad. I wish they were at least going somewhere else.
That's not the plan. So store manager Therese Stogren is discounting everything.
We're closing because we just leased the building and it was sold. So we have to move the end of the month.
30 years ago, Sherry Woodley began shopping here as a freshman at ASU, and she never stopped.
It was a little bit easier to find what you were looking for. And the people were always really nice here.
The Student Book Center is not only a place that you can buy t-shirts or books, but also a place that lots of people have their cherished memories.
Joanne Keller and her husband Francis opened the store in 1967.
It's wonderful to have so many good friends. And everybody that worked here was my friend.
And some are actually family.
I see my cousin every day. That's going to be hard. You know, we've grown up together, and I'm going to miss that.
They may open their shop somewhere else, but so far, there is no plan.
I'm very sad about not being in business longer. I wish we could have stayed, but we can't, so I gotta live with it.
I think it's a shame, but I guess that's progress.
For now, students will have to progress and find a new place to shop and talk.
The Keller family is holding a party right now to celebrate its long-time business. Previous employees attending, along those who are sad to see it go. Jia Huijia, Cronkite News.
Chandler resident Josh Shu might not have his driver's license yet, but his young age isn't preventing him from making his mark in the tennis world. Reporter Blair McElroy met with Shu to talk about his tennis movements on and off the court.
I was 6 years old when I started playing. My dad just kind of introduced me to it when he was playing with his friends, just handed me a racket and was like, go have fun.
Now, 10 years after picking up that racket, Basis Chandler sophomore Josh Shu is the second-ranked tennis player in Arizona and 46th ranked in the nation. But in the eyes of one of his biggest supporters, Shu is much more than an athlete.
He can balance both. I was really surprised. He is a straight A student as a Basis Chandler, and then also he can go to the practice 3-4 hours every day.
My parents are a big part of this. There's no way that any of this could have happened without them.
After suffering a foot injury back in April, Shu has had to take a break from tennis to rehab. But that isn't going to stop him from bouncing back stronger than ever, as intensity and determination are his strong points.
He's like, as soon as he can, like he's got the boot on, he'll come out and start playing again. Like very determined, I would say. Like he's incredibly intense on the court.
Despite being just a kid himself, Shu is working to cultivate the next generation of tennis players. He is a co-founder of the Junior Tennis Ambassadors Program.
Tennis provides so many life lessons, teach you work ethic, dedication to what you believe in, passion, and I should pass these on to other kids that are younger than me.
Shu may be 2 years from graduation, but has his eyes set on playing D1 tennis. Princeton, Yale, and Stanford are just some of the schools already showing interest. In Chandler, Blair McElroy, Cronkite News.
Arizona is expected to break records when the temperature reaches 115 degrees this weekend. The last time it was this hot so early into the year was July 5th, 1983. Cronkite News reporter Eddie Keller is live in Phoenix with how the fire department is keeping people safe from the sun.
I've only been out here for a few minutes and it's very windy, but I can already feel the heat. I spoke with the Phoenix Fire Department and some individuals within the community to see what they're doing to help Phoenix's homeless population stay cool this weekend. The Phoenix Fire Department is promoting a new initiative to help get water to the homeless population during these hot summer months.
When they go to the homeless shelters, there's going to be a cold bottle of water waiting for them.
Captain Rob McDade is encouraging people to bring water to donate at fire stations in Phoenix.
You can bring down a case, you can bring down 3 bottles, they can bring down 1 gallon, but we're going to get them to the homeless shelters and we're going to make sure that we keep the homeless hydrated.
They are partnering with Central Arizona Shelter Services after last year's record heat.
Approximately 10 homeless individuals died on the street during the summer months due to heat-related illness.
But it isn't just the fire department reaching out to help hydrate the homeless.
We're at 3030 West Van Buren, and this is a place where we do hydrant, where we hand out water and food and sandwiches and the needs that people need on the street. And we've been here 17 years.
That is Richard Lee Smith. He heads up a ministry called My Father's House that set up a hydration station.
You know, we keep a lot of water. It's cold. We freeze it, and a lot of people take frozen bottles of water because get down the road a block or two, and it's already melted. So.
And he says they never turn anyone away.
They can come by here anytime and be able to get water if they need water, and also we hand out a lot of fruit too. You know, it's cold and it's refreshing.
And if you want to donate water, you can visit any Phoenix fire station or find a hydration station near you. Live in downtown Phoenix, Eddie Keller, Cronkite News.
The National Weather Service says a severe heat warning is serious business. It means the heat can be more dangerous than the deep freezes that occur in colder climates. Emergency rooms in Arizona treat hundreds of heat stroke victims each year. But there are ways to protect yourself. First, drink water before you are thirsty and before and during strenuous outdoor activities. Plan your time in the sun to avoid the hottest part of the day in the afternoon. Keep an eye on your elderly neighbors and provide a cool place for your pets with plenty of water.
The dry, hot weather is a deadly combination for starting wildfires. Crews are currently fighting 6 wildfires in the Coconino and Tonto National Forests. New fires today include the Burt wildfire and Jack Fire. Though started by lightning, fire managers are letting the Jack Fire burn to maintain a healthy ecosystem. Still ongoing from yesterday are the Pivot Rock, Mormon, Cowboy, and Juniper fires. All 6 fires were started by lightning and are under control.
Fire departments from across Arizona came together to break down what we can expect this wildfire season. And we got a first look at a new weapon in this year's battle. Reporter Joey Carrera visited Mesa Gateway Airport to see this new resource in the sky.
We've all been watching as temperatures creep higher and know that the scorching summer heat marks the start to wildfire season in Arizona.
May and June are probably our hottest, driest times of year, and that's when we get the most human start.
Intense heat and lightning strikes certainly contribute to fires, but Carrie Templin of Tonto National Forest says they're not the main cause.
People go out to camp in the woods, and we get abandoned campfires, and people go out and do target shooting. And
according to the Bureau of Land Management, Arizona has had more than 600 fires this year alone. Firefighters on the ground now have a new resource in the sky to help battle blazes on land.
We like to get these out there, and what these are used for is not so much to put the fire out. It's also to lay down a lot of moisture and use that retardant to slow the fire. And what that does is it gives the firefighters on the ground opportunity to get in there and get those fires taken care of and put them out.
The Arvo RJ85 is equipped to hold 3,000 gallons of fire retardant, equal to 27,000 pounds for firefighters on land.
Like I said, the tank itself is a piece of artwork, really.
The new jet engine aircraft based in Mesa cuts the plane's response time in half. But the Forest Service reminds us we still need to do our part to prevent fires.
I always say is just be extra careful because, anytime we have one spark, it can start a wildfire, especially this time of year.
The plane parked at Phoenix Mesa Gateway is just one of 20 across the United States. They're also used to fight fires in Canada and Australia. In Phoenix, Joey Carrera, Cronkite News.
We saw it coming. Another year of drought and reservoirs at record lows. Lake Mead is the latest man-made reservoir falling far below normal water levels. Cronkite News reporter Jawei Jia takes a look at what we can all do to save water.
The water shortage affects everyone in Arizona. Among the hardest hit so far are the operators of golf courses. Some are even taking drastic measures to save water.
Among the hardest places hit by drought are Arizona's golf courses.
Because in the summer, golf play goes down, and you have to use more water. You have to also fertilize and cut the greens and cut the course and maintain it.
Apache Sun Golf Club will close from May through September. In order to save money and water, they won't water the grass, but just the trees.
By closing 5 months, the course can reduce its costs.
We save probably 25 to 30% of our expenses.
An Arizona study shows golf courses have reduced their water usage by an average of 2%. One look at Lake Mead shows that's not enough when levels are at their lowest since Hoover Dam was completed in 1936.
If we do nothing, the lake will continue to fall lower and lower.
So, what can you do?
Toilets can use up to 6 gallons per flush.
If you plan to replace your toilet,
look for one with a WaterSense label. Those toilets are going to use only 1.28 gallons of water.
If you don't replace it, Morris says look for leaks.
A leaking flapper can lose up to 200 gallons of water a day.
So that our best efforts to control water usage in our homes or businesses can withstand a longer drought ahead. Experts say there are small daily steps that we can all take to ensure that we have enough water for the future. In Broadcast Center, Jia Huijia, Cronkite News.
Phoenix Children's Hospital is breaking the mold when it comes to the operating room, and they're doing so with a printer. Reporter Christina Tatro met with one family to see just how special prints helped save their daughter's life.
This is a different kind.
2.5-year-old Gemma Starks wasn't supposed to make it.
It's hard to talk about. Told us that she was very, very sick, and she had been born without the right side of her heart.
And swallowing that information as a new parent is almost impossible.
So when I say this heart has tetralogy flow with major aortopulmonary collateral arteries, that's a lot of information for a family to take in, especially if they've just been diagnosed with that defect.
Luckily, in this corner of Phoenix Children's Hospital is the Cardiac 3D Print Lab, where lifelike organs are made to help bridge that communication gap and ultimately help save Gemma's life. These 3D replicas are like a toy. And that's the point. They're used to help children and their families see exactly what their new healthy heart will look like. But families aren't the only ones taking advantage of the cutting-edge technology.
Gemma's model was very helpful for both the interventionalists, cath people, and the surgeons in making her surgeries go well.
Gemma had her first open heart surgery at just 8 days old. Now almost 3, she's already had 4 surgeries. But the Starks family stays confident.
Everything they've been talking to us about made sense. For the first time, we understood this fight.
And it's a lifelong fight for Gemma. In Phoenix, Christina Tatro, Cronkite News.
The Cardiac 3D Lab was one of the first of its kind here in the U.S. and works with 15 other facilities around the globe and is fully grant funded.
When I was 12 years old, I was watching Great Performances on PBS. This program with Nureyev came on. Nureyev in a performance of Le Corsaire, and I was amazed and awestruck. I really wanted to do it. I was street dancing at the time, and I never thought of formal dance until I saw Great Performances. I knew that I was really a novice to dance, like high dance. I decided to check out the High School Performing Arts. And so one thing led to the next. Today, as a recognized dancer, I absolutely believe that when I saw the performance, it affected me tremendously. And I know that's what happens when I teach. I'm opening an option for them that they hadn't seen before.
A new ordinance makes it a crime to tether an animal on less than 10 feet. It's a move supported by the Arizona Humane Society, addressing the most common call to its animal abuse hotline. Cronkite reporter Christina Tatro went to the Humane Society to find out the potential impact of the ruling.
We all hear the devastating stories of pets being left in the heat here in Arizona. And with summer here, Phoenix City Council is listening. These sights are something Phoenix police officers see too often.
And one of the problems that they run into are dogs that were on a rope or chain wrapped around a pole or tree, had no access to water, food, or shade.
So the city council decided to do something about it. They unanimously passed a city ordinance, making it a crime for anyone to tie up or tether their dog 10 feet or less.
Every year we have animals that die on a tether because they couldn't reach water or they couldn't reach shade.
The Arizona Humane Society and Phoenix Police Department have teamed up to combat the issue because of how many alarming cases where they find dogs suffering in extreme heat. The Arizona Humane Society Emergency Field Team receives close to 10,000 calls a year. That averages to about 50 a day here in the summer months of Phoenix. They hope this new law will reduce that number.
Honestly, another tool in the toolbox for the Arizona Humane Society and the City of Phoenix Police Department in combating animal crimes.
In the coming months, Councilwoman Williams would like to see even stiffer penalties.
A fine, and then jail time, and then additional jail time, and then you could be actually prohibited from owning animals.
The ordinance also makes it illegal for any dogs to be tethered when there's a heat advisory or a monsoon warning. It is officially enacted July 1st, just in time for the summer months. In the Broadcast Center, Christina Tatro, Cronkite News.
The urban agriculture scene in the valley is growing. It's attracted the interest of the federal government. Cronkite News reporter Jiawei Jia went along as the top agriculture department official toward an urban farm in Gilbert.
Green, green, and green. It's rare to see so many different kinds of plants and vegetables in a desert environment.
It's a good example of what you can do in these regions. Some people think maybe it's too dry to have really good, diverse agriculture, but it's clearly not. It's a wonderful setting.
Gilbert's Agritopia is not a traditional farm. It has two parts, the community section and the commercial section. Joe Johnston calls himself the visionary of the farm.
Community garden, people take it directly and eat it, or it goes to the United Food Bank. Then from the commercial farm side, sell to restaurants.
Batuska says she thinks other cities can learn from this place.
It connects to the community with the community garden, but it also connects to commercial productions. Anytime you convert concrete space to green space, you're getting environmental benefit.
Johnston says he also learned something from Batuska's visit. He realized the farm needs to cut back on the range of products it sells.
Each place has the things that it's really good at. For example, we're very good at growing dates. So that's a very unusual thing that we can grow here, and it grows really, really well. And so maybe we should focus more on that.
Even though it's hot and dry here, Agritopia shows urban agriculture can still thrive. In Gilbert, Jiahui Jia, Cronkite News.
The Agritopia farm offers education tours to teach residents about urban agriculture.
Kingman, Arizona recently lost one of its oldest and most historical museums. Cronkite News reporter Cooper Gardner gives us a closer look.
The small white building sits just across from the Kingman Airport, a decaying structure that's been here since 1942. And while it may be old, hot, and dusty, the Kingman Army Airfield Historical Society and Museum is still special to local military veterans. Veterans who are trained to be tough, but not today.
Men don't cry, but we are at that stage. We are so hurt.
Unfortunately, a lack of volunteers has led the museum to its final days. Vietnam veteran Rob Chilko is head curator of the museum and says the condition of the building is one of the reasons why there aren't more stepping up to serve.
During the summertime, you don't really want to be in here. During the wintertime, you really don't want to be in here because this building is very hard to heat and cool.
And losing the building means losing a little bit of the airfield's history. Kingman served as a World War II training base for thousands of Army Air Corps gunners before they headed overseas.
We care about the veterans. So what we're trying to do is remember all those boys that were caught in the severe part of the war.
After years of volunteering and watching the museum grow, both Bob and Rob are saddened to have to move on.
It's one of the most challenging and enriching jobs I've ever had. So I love being out here.
And like the artifacts inside the museum, those who love it also face an uncertain future.
And it's kind of like, what am I going to do now?
In Kingman, Cooper Gardner, Cronkite News.
We're told all of the items inside the museum are going to be auctioned off. One Valley woman is looking to bring a touch of joy to homes of children facing dangerous and chronic illnesses. Cronkite News reporter Eddie Keller gives us an inside look at the work done by her organization.
How would you react if you came home to see Darth Vader and his stormtroopers in your room? Well, Room for Joy gave one young boy that very experience.
10-year-old Landon Scripsima didn't have the usual house guests over on Sunday. Family, friends, and Sith Lords all gathered to see the unveiling of his new room. Tori Smock, the CEO of Room for Joy.
I was born with scoliosis, so as a child I was in and out of the hospital a lot, and my bedroom was always my sanctuary.
And now she makes rooms like this one.
He definitely wanted one of the fighter jets from the movie in his room. BB-8 is his favorite character, so we've got BB-8 on the wall and on the pillows. We created the desk behind me, and it's all lit up to look like a control panel.
We must have the coolest room on the planet. Very nice.
Amazing. I'm a little overwhelmed myself.
Landon's mother, Crystal Scripsima, says her son has been suffering from a colonic motility disorder, immune deficiency, and a form of cystic fibrosis called CFTR dysfunction.
He has a tube in his that flushes his colon, and then he also has a port that we use to give him medication when he needs it.
And having a fun room to come home to is a big upgrade from the hospital, where Landon has spent the majority of the past 2 years.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sleeping in here tonight.
Now, simply being in his new room gives Landon the courage to stand up to Darth Vader himself.
Darth Maul is even better.